So we have a new mardu commander. Hi and welcome to a cEDH card review for Zurgo Stormrender. For 1 black, 1 white, 1 red, you get a free legendary creature orc warrior. With mobilize 1, which means whenever this creature attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Which is going to tie in great with the next upcoming ability. Whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield, draw a card if it was attacking, otherwise each opponent loses 1 life. So far we have a free mana cost, free colored commander with a card drawing ability, but also a finisher from the command zone. If you can achieve infinite tokens and you can sacrifice them and they weren't attacking, you will make your opponent lose his infinite life. But there's also card draw on this commander. You can get him into play early in the game with something like a Gemstone Caverns, Mox Diamond, Crow Mox, etc. Have him in play turn 2, attacking on turn 3, and basically maybe draw a card on turn 3. There is a problem though. If people don't block the 1/1 token that's going to die in the end step, you don't draw a card, because when it dies in the end step, it's no longer attacking. You only draw a card if it is attacking, if it dies when it was attacking. So I have to say that I think that the card draw potential from this thing is questionable. In theory, it has potential, but in practice, I just think you're gonna make your 1/1s unblockable. But the potential is theoretically there if you're mass producing a lot of tokens and you're attacking with them. And let's say you have a sack outlet effect that you can use, let's say in instant speed, you can sacrifice your tokens after they've dealt combat damage to a player, sacrifice them and draw cards still during the combat step when they are still considered attacking. You can do that even after they have dealt combat damage. So there should be a possibility of making this guy into a huge card drawing effect. I'm just not seeing it currently yet, and I'm skeptic on how good that is going to be in the end. So as a finalized review, I like the card, I see potential, but I'm skeptic of how far it can actually go. If I'm going to guess its tournament potential win rate, I'm going to place it somewhere around 14%. Maybe 13%. 13-14% win rate from tournaments. And that is bad. That is like not recommended. I think that in the end it's going to be a little bit too slow. Like you're going to puzzle things together and you're going to lose the game before you're able to puzzle something together that's going to be amazing. The card draw here is also questionable. What I do think could make this commander really good is if you skip the entire card draw concept on him and it's just there as a bonus, and you're looking for this commander to basically be a group slug commander, a finisher from the command zone. I think that might be better, because if you're mass producing tokens, you can just kill your opponents by having the tokens disappear and they die with his group slug ability. But there is another thing we should talk about. What about having this inside the 99? There is an obvious commander that could really enjoy this creature, and that is Nayela the Blade Blossom. If you can make all of your Nayela tokens unblockable, that is actually good, because it's going to increase the token production. This is also a warrior, so it's also going to help you increase that token production, and if someone actually blocks, which they usually do, some of your warrior tokens, you get to draw cards. So they're like good ends on both options. Either they don't block and you make more tokens in the future, or they block and you draw a tremendous amount of cards, because Nayela can produce a lot of tokens. The second part is that this can really kill people inside Nayela if you produce enough tokens and kill them. Skull Clamp is already a pretty good card inside Nayela to begin with, because you're drawing cards by sacrificing those 1/1s. And if you have this in play, you're also slowly killing your opponents as well. But if I'm gonna be honest, besides Nayela, I don't see a world where you're going to include this orc. Nayela is close to the only token commander. Now we do have the Esper, Marnus, Kalagar token, but this is mardu color, so they won't be allowed to work together. If they were actually allowed to operate in the same deck, then yeah, I could really see where Zurgo the Stormrender could go inside Marnius Caligar, but you aren't allowed to do that, so no point in talking about it. Could you include Marnius Caligar and Zurgo inside Nayela the Blade Blossom? I don't think you should, but who knows? Maybe if the game suddenly becomes a lot more lower power level, more mid-range, then yeah, but don't now currently in the current power level format as we have it, as it is. If you're playing casual, then yeah, Zurgo Stormrender and Marnius Caligar inside Nayela would make sense. When I think about it, Marnius Caligar and Nayela is actually pretty good. Now don't get me wrong, it's really bad in the cEDH power level scale because it's just too much mana, but the thing is that Nayela token production is an individual trigger on every single individual warrior. So if you attack with 5 warriors, you create 5 tokens, Marnius Caligar will see those 5 tokens individually and you will draw 5 cards. That is actually pretty good. But now we have kinda derailed from the purpose of this video. But I think you've received the message. On paper, in theory, it looks to have potential, but I think that in practice, it's just not going to work out. There's a lot of hoops you need to do to go around to make this work. Thank you so much for watching the video. And as we have a lot of Final Fantasy commanders, more commander products, more dragons, lots of more stuff to actually look into, more card reviews are coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.